Dr. Anita Chitkara. I'm an emotional wellness coach, a tarot card reader, Reiki teacher, and on top of it, I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories because stories are a beautiful container which our seers, our ancestors have given to us with a lot of profound messages, with a lot of precious messages. They were wrapped in the form of stories and passed on to us, which we are supposed to pass it on to the other generation, next generation, other people who really want to understand the profound and the precious messages from our seers. Today, I thought, and another thing for stories, why I love to tell stories is because they are a very beautiful tool for transformation. Sometimes the messages which cannot be given to us in a very, very factual way or, very, very left brain kind of people's way, it's the language of heart. That is why it touches all of us. That is why it actually reaches all of us and received by all of us. So that's why storytelling is beautiful, and I love to tell stories. Today I invited one guest who resonates with me in a way I tell stories, who also is a wonderful storyteller. As I tell stories, I want to give my touch of being an emotional wellness coach. So today my guest is Nehaa Goyal, who is an eminent DNA astrologer. She's also a tarot card reader, and she is an empowerment coach also. She has worked in corporate field for 15 years, and then her calling was to help other souls to transform, to find their roots, and to find their path. So she's an awesome astrologer. I welcome you, Neha. And we thought that we should have a conversation because what I tell, she also has her point of view on these stories. So I thought, okay, let's have a complete conversation and make a group where all of us can be part of it. So you're all welcome to this conversation where Neha and myself, we will discuss stories and our point of view. Welcome, Neha. And anything you want to say about stories?
Yeah. Namaskar, Dr. Anita, and thank you so much for this lovely, amazing introduction. And thank you, everybody, for joining in here as well. I see all of yours beautiful face. Some of you I know, some of you are from Dr. Anita's community. It is so super amazing because this is exactly how it used to happen in the ancient times. As much as I have read, that groups used to get together, and together they used to do a manthan. So Dr. Anita beautifully spoke about stories, and stories actually in astrology, which is how it was propagated in the past as well. It's a way of passing on wisdom. In the earlier days, there were no. In the earlier days, there were no paper. There was nothing to document if there was any wisdom. And stories were a beautiful way of passing on this wisdom through कहानियों के तौर पे इसको pass on करना stories के तौर पे, because people from all walks of life could understand it, from all areas of language could understand it. Whether you be from the north or east or south, it doesn't matter. Story is the milan, it's a sangam of the wisdom. So Mercury is actually how we communicate. Mercury is also the idea in life to take things a little less seriously, but still absorb, but still learn. This and a lot of more connections is what we are going to talk about in this beautiful session today, where Dr. Anita will bring across her wisdom of stories. And I, being a DNA astrologer, will put across my understanding of the astrological star of that particular story and how we can utilize that in our life to balance out karmas with various planets, which is how our ancient rishis wanted to do. So, as Dr. Anita also prayed, I would also like to do a chota sa prayer. Thank you, Guru Mandala. Thank you. धन्यवाद ऋषियों कि आज जो आप हमारे थ्रू दुनिया को बताना चाहते हैं, प्यार से, प्रेम से, compassion से आप बताइए, and we make ourselves available to it. Thank you. So be it. Yes, doctor.
Thank you, Neha, for this wonderful share and wonderful prayer also. So when I was thinking about stories, and most of you must have heard these stories from previous Ramayana sessions or previous sessions of mine. So I was guided to talk about 3 characters of Ramayana. As you all know, Hanumanji is my favorite character. I talk about Hanuman Chalisa a lot. I want to actually, because he is someone we all can look up to, whichever state we are in, whichever phase of life we are in, किसी भी पड़ाव पर हैं, किसी भी स्थान पर हैं, किसी भी जगह पर हैं, हमें हनुमान जी से सीखने को मिलता है. So when we talk about mental peace, when we talk about emotional equilibrium, when we talk about stress-free life, कहीं पर भी कोई संशय नहीं है. ऐसे व्यक्ति को ढूंढना हो तो हनुमान जी के अलावा और कोई दिखाई नहीं देता है, जिनको कहीं पर भी कोई संशय नहीं है, कहीं पर भी कोई डाउट नहीं है, कहीं पर भी कोई स्ट्रेस भी नहीं है, राइट? अच्छा, फिर साथ ही साथ आई वाज लुकिंग इनटू अदर कैरेक्टर्स एंड आई फाउंड we should talk today about Hanumanji. We should talk today about another character called Bali. And third character which I want to introduce, he's already, you all know him, but I want to talk about him is Sugri. So these are all from the similar background, similar family, so that we don't have to like go to and fro to various chapters of Ramayana. So let's come to Kishkinda only directly. So where they are in Kishkinda, all the three characters are there. So my first story goes where I want to share that Hanumanji, because he is part of the ministers of this Bali's team. So now Hanumanji is very powerful because, and Bali is the most powerful. He is king of Kishkinda and he has a blessing. He has a boon from Brahmaji himself that nobody can defeat him. कोई उनको हरा ही नहीं सकता है, because he has a locket, a pendant. When he wears that pendant, nobody can defeat him because he receives the 50% power of that opponent. Okay, so this is Bali. So you know how powerful he can be. Hanumanji is also very powerful. He has the blessings from all the deities and all the devatas we all know. He might have forgotten for some time, but we know that he's very powerful. So this story is, which I want to share here, that once Bali, his habit is such, जैसे you can relate it to very successful people, but they have that pride of their power. मद में आ जाते हैं. This is one of the klesha and one of the vikar, that we have that mad and matsarya. What is mad? Mad is when you are drunk with the power. It can be power of money, it can be power of fame. So here he is drunk with the power of power. Shakti hai uske paas, strength hai uske paas. So once Hanumanji is just sitting and meditating, ध्यान में बैठे हैं, Bali comes and provokes him. Come, let's have a fight. And Hanumanji says, no, I'm not interested. I am busy in my meditation. I'm busy in my dhyan, jap. I am not interested. But again and again, Bali provokes him. Come, you are very weak. You don't want to have fight with me. You are scared of being defeated. So Hanumanji comes and he says, okay, I don't want to fight. But then he says, okay, I know why you don't want to fight, because you are scared. Not only you, your Isht is also scared. Even Ram cannot come in front of me because your Isht is also so scared of my power. Then तो Hanumanji is really provoked now, because Ram ji की तो बात वो सुन नहीं सकते ना, उनके खिलाफ तो वो कुछ सुनते नहीं. So now he says, okay, let's fight tomorrow, because in those days they used to have protocols. ऐसा नहीं कि अभी झगड़ा किया तो अभी करना है. So they used to have protocols. After sunrise only they will start fighting, and after sunset, before sunset they will stop it. So okay, tomorrow we will fight. So that time was fixed. So in the night when Brahmaji comes to know that tomorrow Hanuman and Bali are going to have their fight, Brahmaji comes to Hanumanji, why you are doing this? 50% of your power will go to Bali and he will defeat you. You will lose. So Hanumanji says, he has actually provoked me. I didn't want to fight, but अभी राम जी का नाम लिया है तो मुझे कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा ना, जवाब देना पड़ेगा. He said, okay, I have another idea for you. What you do is, keep 90% of your energy, of your power in the lotus feet of your Isht. Keep 10% with you and then go to meet Bali and fight with him. So this is what happens. He goes with 10% of his total power and then fights. Moment Hanumanji comes in front of Bali, Bali is trembling already because Hanumanji's power is 100 times any which way is better than him. Then Bali realizes that, oh my God, he is so powerful. I cannot defeat him. And ऐसे उनका अहंकार दूर हुआ. So this is the story to tell that we should have power, we should have Shakti, but we have to learn from Hanumanji how and where to use it. What should we do with the power? Not to scare people, boast your energies. Bali used to show off to other people. He used to provoke people. Come, let's fight. And then this is the same thing which happens now, arguments. बिना वजह घर में आप देखते हैं ना लड़ाई हो रही होती है. There are certain people in our lives. They will provoke you for no reason. And we give in. हम उनके साथ आर्ग्यू करने लग जाते हैं, बहस करते रहते हैं. So all these stories are telling us something. As हनुमान जी says, 90% शक्ति आप अपने अपने इष्ट के पास रखो, अपनी साधना में रखो. 10% से आप दुनिया के साथ इंटरैक्ट करो. वो तो आपकी शक्ति लेने ही वाली है ना दुनिया. तो उनके साथ जब आप इंटरैक्ट करते हो या फिर उस शक्ति का इस्तेमाल किसी प्रोडक्टिव काम में करो. So this was a beautiful lesson which I thought I should share with all of you, that we have, all of us, we are full of power, full of energy, connected with our source. But when we use it in, destructive purposes to show off to other people or to do something which is not useful for the society or for us, then we lose. Neha, how do you resonate with this?
Beautiful story, Dr. Anita. In fact, that gave me a thought, and which you said that even आज की डेट में हम करते हैं कि किसी को भी अपनी power, we give our power, because कोई चाहता है कि उनका energy ऐसा होता है to suck in the energy from someone else. They thrive on arguments. And one connection that I see of astrology with that is Mars. Mars is a planet which denotes our energy. It denotes as far as our body is concerned, it denotes BP. So you know how it is. We see something on the net, or somebody provokes us and we say that our BP rises.
Yeah.
When our BP rises, really what happens is that our body releases stress hormones, which is known as cortisol, and that in turn creates anxiety. So for people I have seen who have a negative karmic registry with the Graha Mars, with the planet Mars, this is a very healing story for them, because it teaches us that how not to waste our energy just on provocation. To have a mind to see that my energy is sacred, just as Hanumanji did, that even though I know that I can defeat Bali in a go and I have my Isht ka Vardhan ka Ashirwad, but do I really need to engage? You see, so this is a question to balance out your mass, which we might want to ask ourselves again and again, that is every battle my battle? Do I need to argue with everybody? Over a period of time, if we do see that we are preserving our energy and using it in a sacred way, with my people, I have seen that they're not so stressed out because they're not constantly angry. Second, their power remains with them. They are not provoked. They become almost like that lotus wherein they observe it happening, but because they have created that brain aspect in them, that is this fight even mine? They live a very peaceful life. And not just that, they're able to conserve their energy, which is the mass element. They're able to conserve their energy to really put it in those areas of life where it is required, where their energy is required, right? So which could be at office, it could be at work for the projects which require your energy. It could be your children, it could be areas such as these, which is where you need the energy to stay awake and alert. And that is how our brain gets trained to accept that this is what is right for me and this is not what is right for me. The other connection that I see with astrology is, you mentioned the character of Bali and that how he was a show off. So in astrology, what we generally see that people who have a Sun Rahu connection, or which means that they have to overexert their identity, maybe because they had unfortunately a childhood where they were not seen. Such are the people who overexert their identity, their power, because that's what they feed on. That's what makes them feel comfortable. But then the negative aspect of this is exactly the way it happened with Bali. Are you estimating or underestimating the power of your opposition? Especially in the day and age today, where opposition is everywhere. It could be on the net, it could be on, at a workplace. So again, if we just stay quiet for a while, which is again conserve our energy, which is Mars, and observe, and then we make a decision, just as Hanumanji did under the guidance of Surya Dev, who is Ramji, right? Which is our soul. Do we ask our soul, which is Surya, that is this required for me? Then I think over a period of time, Dr. Anita and everybody, I've seen people making beautiful decisions, people dropping arguments which were not required, therefore they do not engage with negative people. You know how generally people say that I had this discussion and that left negativity with me and it carried on for those 2-3 days. I have seen people who conserve their energy, they do not have such a trouble because they are already disengaging from that which is negative. At the end of the day, it's our choice. So beautiful story, beautiful connection, doctor. That's what I wanted to share.
Yes, very, very beautifully you said that, sometimes people are not able to take a right decision, not able to have the right kind of activities or productivity in their lives because they are, because they are actually
wasting their energy on things which do not require their attention.
Yes. Yes, so that is what. So that brings that reminds me of another story. So let me also come to another emotion. Now we are in that argument mode. Now let me also share another story of the same characters. Let's continue. So we know that Bali and Sugriv, they are two brothers. So when Bali and Sugriv, they are two brothers. So but they are very different in nature. When I say very different in nature, means Bali is very powerful, very show off, very kind of dikhawa and pride and mud. Everything is boasting all the time and showing off his powers. But Sugriv is totally opposite. He's weak. He's scared. He's timid. He's always fearful, and he's always under the shadow of his brother Bali. So wherever Bali is going to show off his power, Sugriv is following him, but he's under the shadow. And everyone knows that Sugriv is the brother of Bali, and Bali knows that nobody can defeat. Sugriv knows that nobody can defeat my brother, so he's always protected. So once Bali goes, he invites another. जो हनुमान जी को जैसे provoke किया था ना अभी, तो एक किसी और राक्षस को वो invite करते हैं, come let's have a मल्ल युद्ध, let's have fight. So now they both are fighting. That Rakshas as well as Bali, they are busy fighting, but Sugriv is following them. पीछे पीछे है. So लड़ते लड़ते, while fighting only, they enter a cave. And Bali and that Rakshas, उसका नाम Ramayan भी था, they both enter the cave. And Bali, while entering, tells Sugriv, wait here only. I'll come back. Okay, and he enters. Now, Sugriv, is very scared, very timid, very fearful for everything. He is now sitting outside waiting कि कब वो बाहर आएंगे. But he's listening to all the yells, all the cries, all everything. When they are fighting, lot of noises are created. वो बाहर बैठ के सुन रहा है. थोड़ी देर के बाद he realized after few days, it is said, it's written that few days there the fight continued. After few days, he saw Bali's cries, yells, and a stream of blood coming out of the cave. Now Sugriv said, oh my God, Bali is dead. And now that Rakshas will come out and kill me. And I have no strength to fight. I have no power to encounter that Rakshas. What he does is, in that fearful state of mind, he picks up a stone, a huge rock, and covers the mouth of the cave. And runs towards Kishkinda and tells Bali is dead, Bali is dead, Bali is dead. Now because Bali was the king and the kingdom cannot be empty. They have to have a king, they have to have a leader. Ministers they request him, okay, you become the king because you are the younger brother. And Sugriv becomes the king of Kishkinda and he's coronated. After a few days, Bali comes back. And when Bali comes back, he just enters the kingdom, their palace, dethrone that Sugriv from the throne. He immediately just brings him out and he wants to kill him because Bali is very angry. He's very powerful. He's angry, and he throws him out. And he says, "If I see you again," because everybody says, "Na, he's your brother. Why you are killing him?" Then he says, "Okay, but don't show me my face. I am going to kill you." तो हनुमान और थोड़े से और जो जैसे जामवंत थे, few more loyalists, they actually come with the Sugriv and they go to one mountain. I will tell you the story of the mountain also, why they go to that mountain. Because Bali told me, if I see Sugriv somewhere, I will kill him. Right? Now, this is a short story where I have told you कि वो दोनों का character क्या है and दोनों का cave में क्या हुआ उनके साथ incident, and then जब वो kingdom में वापस आता है बाली, वो सुग्रीव को निकाल देता है वहां से. Now, what my interpretation of this story is, one thing is, when you are very scared, when you are so fearful, when you are so timid, your emotion is always high and you cannot take the right decision, which you were mentioning earlier. सुग्रीव को मालूम था कि बाली को कोई हरा नहीं सकता है, लेकिन वो भूल गया. उसको याद ही नहीं आया कि बाली को कोई हरा ही नहीं सकता है, तो वो कैसे राक्षस जो है उसने अंदर बाली को मार दिया होगा. घबराहट में, डर में और अपनी जान बचाने के लिए, इस चिंता में उसने वो केव का जो डोर था वो लॉक कर दिया, उसको बंद कर दिया. दूसरी बात यहाँ पर ये है कि जब उसने वो खून की जो धार देखी, द स्ट्रीम ऑफ ब्लड कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम द केव, व्हेन ही वॉच्ड इट, he did not realize that this is Bali's blood. This is what we need to understand. We don't know our lineage. We have forgotten our roots. We don't recognize our own roots. We don't recognize our own legacy. कहाँ से हम आते हैं? Where this bloodline is coming from? We have all forgotten that. So this beautiful lesson, and Neha, I want to also mention here that we are very much like Sugriv. We are timid. I will explain why we are like Sugriv if the time permits. But as human beings, we are like not Bali. We are not like Hanuman. We are like Sugriv. I will explain to you if time permits. But I will give you my last interpretation. And when he comes back, Bali comes back in the back to Kishkinda. He doesn't let Sugriv tell why this all incident happened. He's so angry. First, Sugriv ne galat decision liya because of overwhelming fear. Now he's taking the wrong, he's doing something wrong. Bali is doing something wrong with overwhelming anger. गुस्से में भी तो गलत डिसीजंस हो जाते हैं ना. तो यहाँ पर बहुत ज्यादा गुस्सा आया है उसे और उसने सुग्रीव को धमकी देकर निकाल दिया और ना तो उसको बोलने दिया. Most of the time we do na in our relationships. Mostly aggressive people will do like this. They will not let other person explain their point of view, why we have done this or why we have taken this decision or why we have taken this action. So these things, all these scriptures, wonderful stories, they actually are here to transform us. They are actually there to actually help us to transform and move to a better state of mind, emotional equilibrium, which I call. I give it to you, Neha, now. You can.
Thank you, doctor. Yeah, actually a beautiful story. और ये जो आपने एक बात कही ना कि stories जो है they're actually to help us to come to our equilibrium. I totally second you on that because I have seen beautiful healing aspects of just एक कहानी अगर हम बदल देते हैं, which we call narrative. That what is the narrative that we keep telling ourselves of a particular incident. So if we change that narrative in our mind, that actually takes care of all those aspects such as of Sugriv, that timidity or that emotional outburst, more to do with the emotions. Astrologically, I feel that is kahani se there are amazing healing aspects which come out for that one graha jisse almost hum sare darte hain. A lot of us are afraid of whether we know astrology or not. Everybody has heard about Saturn, about Shani Dev, right? And mostly as an astrologer, even though I come across people even though they don't know about anything about astrology, but they know about कि मेरा शनि का टाइम चल रहा है और मेरा सैटर्न का टाइम चल रहा है और
कष्ट आया तो शनि की दशा हो गई.
हाँ, एग्जैक्टली. एंड कि और किसी ने मुझे बोला है कि उसमें हनुमान चालीसा पढ़े, इट इज एक्चुअली ट्रू, राइट? एंड इसलिए हमारा सार निकलता है. आपने बोला यू सेड सुग्रीव्स timidity, right? Which means that we feel very timid. We feel as if we are bogged down, especially when we feel fear. These are all significations of Saturn. What Saturn does, what Shanidev does is that it puts a focus on our human life, which means instead of looking at the bigger picture, which is what Hanumanji does, which is what Mars does, but you have the courage if you surrender and all. That's all what Hanumanji say. But when we start making it all about us, mere saath ho raha hai, it is me who is facing that. And every time we train our brain, which means that we make our Saturn go even more worse for us, we get to this angle of fear. And which is why it is said कि Saturn का तोड़ या Saturn की रेमेडी हनुमान चालीसा में है, मार्स में है कि अपना करेज बढ़ाओ, अपना सरेंडर लाओ, bring about that surrender to the universe, to Ramji, to Surya Dev. In the olden days, that is the reason why there was a tradition of doing Surya Namaskar or pouring jal to the Surya every morning. It's very scientific. I would just like to say that astrology के जो remedies हैं, those are very scientific. Now the idea is when we give Surya Jal, we are actually doing it from a little ahead of upwards to our forehead, and the dhar of the water should be such that the Surya rays fall on our body through that dhar. Now what is that? Water, the dhar of the water, the stream of water creates a prism effect of the rays of the sun which then falls on our body. And those are 7 rays of the sun. Each ray of the sun is associated with a particular graha and with a particular planet and hormone in our body. When they fall on our body and when we absorb it, it automatically balances our hormonal system. Once our hormones are balanced, we will feel better. We will be able to make better decisions. We will not feel that fear and timidity, and we will be able to live life with a lot more confidence. Exactly what was happening with Sugriv, that every time he felt timid, Hanumanji used to come and say, and in fact, he was the one who helped Sugriv find the Ramji, which is that source of energy, that Surya. So आपकी लाइफ में वो कौन सूर्य है और वो कौन मार्स है? If you do feel fearful, this is the reason why they say Hanuman to read Hanuman Chalisa so that courage can come into you. And another aspect which you mentioned, Dr. Anita, that we've forgotten to recognize our own blood. It's true. We see so many problems happening between siblings, between families. We have forgotten. We have put Mars with Ketu. Ketu means Vaira. Ketu means Katna. Or Mars with Saturn, which again is separation, right? Then in this case, my recommendation to everybody will be to balance out your Mars. Maybe get into such activities as blood donation, which is Mars. Blood is Mars. And if you cannot donate blood due to whatever reasons, because if you have Mars and Ketu or Mars and Saturn already in conjunction in your chart, which means that they're sitting together, you might already have blood related issues or issues in relation to your bones, etc. So donate blood or facilitate blood donation, which means that connect people to people who need blood over a period of time. Because karam to hai, hamare chart mein likha hua hai, but over a period of time, you would see, because you are going out, you're making that effort, your mass is getting utilized, it will help you. And the other thing which you mentioned, that Bali did not even give an opportunity to Sugriv to speak, which actually is an indicative of a very immensely bad Mercury karma, Buddha Dev ka karma. Ki sun to lo samne wala kya keh raha hai. Today, we live in a day and age where we assume if somebody is not in tandem with what we want to believe or we think is right, we don't even give the opportunity of samvad, which means a discussion, that at least come to a common platform and tell me where is your thought coming from. Maybe your thought has some value to it. But if we have made it in our mind that this person is wrong, we will not even give an opportunity to the person to say anything, and which is where misunderstandings happen. And sometimes misunderstandings lead to what happened in the case of Bali and Sugriv, that Bali died. So sometimes these misunderstandings are fatal. They lead to a very, very wrong decision. They lead to families untying themselves, separating, going their own ways. And which is why if you just give a very patient hearing to somebody, which means that you better your karma with Mercury, which means with communication, even workplace ke jab emails aati hai, when you get emails, if it is a provocative email, if we conserve our energy, which we discussed earlier, which means conserve our mass, and then mindfully draft a reply. First of all, see, does this email really require my attention and my energy? You come to a conclusion that yes, it does. Then you draft a reply carefully, which is you utilize your Mercury well, such as there are no misunderstandings. Most of the times will better your sun, which means your confidence, which means people will start taking you seriously. People who have strong sun, which is Ram in the case of Sri Ram in the case of Ramayan, uh, they just have to be there. They will say one word and people will listen to them. Most of the times these are people who don't speak much. They just communicate in one line, and people they're like, I have to follow this, because they have such a strong aura, they have such a strong sun, they're not wasting their Mars, they're not wasting their Mercury. People around them take them seriously. So yeah, over to you, Doctor.
Yeah, that's very true. So I'm very happy that you brought these points up. When you said कि सूर्य को जब हम जल चढ़ाते हैं तो उसकी जो rays आती हैं, they are like 7 planets, and we as healers, we resonate with these 7 colors as Vibgyor, and as 7 colors of chakras. They activate your chakras. They actually, and all these chakras, they are corresponding to our hormonal system. और आजकल जो PCOS, PCOD और हार्मोनल इम्बैलेंस की इतने ज्यादा इश्यूज हो गए हैं हमारे आसपास, जब हम लोगों को देखते हैं, this is all because of their emotional turmoil. They are not able to handle their emotions like fear, like anger. And a very beautiful concept when you were explaining this came to me when you were talking about email, that we take it mindfully and then respond. So we should not react as Bali has reacted in this case, impulsive reactions. We should respond, take a pause, try and understand the other's point of view also. You cannot read everybody's mind. You just ask them. Have that communication. कि सभी रिश्ते आज जो बिगड़ रहे हैं वो इसीलिए कि हम दूसरे का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू नहीं समझ पा रहे, हम दूसरे को सुनना ही नहीं चाहते हैं, हम जो सोच रहे हैं ऐसा जानते हैं कि उनको सबको समझ आ रही है हमारे मन की बात, और फिर हम जो चाहते हैं वही सबसे करवाना चाहते हैं. सो ये एक बात हमें सीखनी है कि बाली जैसा नहीं बनना है. बाली में शक्तियां हैं, लेकिन उसकी शक्तियों का इस्तेमाल कहाँ हो रहा है? डिस्ट्रक्शन में हो रहा है. हनुमान के पास शक्तियां हैं, लेकिन उनका इस्तेमाल कहाँ हो रहा है? सबकी भलाई में, और फिर अपने पर्पस को ढूंढने में. अब हम यहाँ पर पर्पस की बात करते हैं, तो हम पर्पस की बात करते हैं हमारा जीवन का जो भी पर्पस है, टू बी वन विद द हायर सोल, वन विद कॉन्शियसनेस, राम से एक होना. हम यहाँ पर राम को इसलिए बोलते हैं, यहाँ पर कोई रिलीजन की क्लास नहीं चल रही है, बी वेरी श्योर अबाउट. जैसे हमने कहा, राम इज द core, the soul, the purpose, or the fabric from which we are created, right? So this is our root. अब यहाँ पर जो हमें सोचने की बात है, यदि बाली जैसा नहीं बनना है तो हमें सुग्रीव जैसा भी नहीं बनना है. We don't have to be timid. Overwhelming emotions will always tarnish your intellect. Overwhelming emotion, चाहे वो fear की थी या anger की थी, दोनों ने नुकसान किया है, दोनों ने ही turmoil create किया है. और उनकी शांति कब हुई है, उनको आराम कब मिला है, जब उनको राम मिले हैं. तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीना, राम मिलाए राजपद दीना. हनुमान चालीसा में हम पढ़ते हैं कि हनुमान जी ने राम को मिलाया किससे, सुग्रीव को मिलाया राम से, ताकि वो अपने कोर से एक हो गए, अपनी आत्मा से एक हो गए. और उसके बाद राजपद मिल गया, मतलब नॉट ओनली किष्किंधा का राजपद, लाइक यू बिकम वन विद द यूनिवर्स, वन विद योर ओन सोर्स. So this is the Rajpad. So this is very beautifully, packed or wrapped in stories like this. पर इसका फायदा तब है जब हम इसको अपने जीवन में लागू करेंगे, जब हम अपने डे टू डे लाइफ में अपने एंगर पे कंट्रोल, I will say not even control, just be aware. The moment you are aware of your emotions, आप अपने इमोशन में, अक्सर ये हम सुनते हैं, don't express your anger, explain your anger. When you explain, you are communicating कि मुझे ये बात अच्छी नहीं लगी है, मुझे ये बात बुरी लगी है, या मुझे इस बात से गुस्सा आया है. Talk about it. समझाएं दूसरे इंसान को कि मुझे explain your anger. तो communication की भी बहुत जरूरत है यहाँ पर. जैसे हमने अभी देखा कि बाली के केस में explanation नहीं मांगी उसने सुग्रीव से और उसको निकाल दिया. Do we have this time for third, or anybody wants to ask some question? How much time we have, Neha?
It is actually just 4:37, Doctor.
Okay, so we can have one more story?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, I'm thinking about which story we should take. Okay, so let me introduce another character. अच्छा, ये मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूँ कि जब हमने ये बात की ना कि बाली जो है उसने सुग्रीव को बाहर निकाल दिया है अपने देश से. अब सुग्रीव जो है वो कहाँ पर रह रहा है, because he cannot face बाली. So ऋषिमुख पर्वत एक जगह थी, वहां पर जाके वो रहने लग गए, because that was the safest place. Safest place because Bali was cursed not to enter that area. So that is another story. Story mein story hai. I'm not going there right now. So this is the Parvat where Ramji met Sugriv and Hanumanji for the first time, and they clarified, they actually made the strategy to kill Bali, reinstate Sugriv there in Kishkinda, and in the barter, what Sugriv will do? Sugriv will help Ramji to find Sita. The purpose is to find Sita, right? So Ramji said, okay, I'll do something for you, but in return, you help me out to find Sita. So this was the barter. Everything was fixed. Now, when the fight between Sugriv and Bali was happening, so okay, this is another very beautiful aspect which I want to share here. There was, so Ramji told Sugriv, you go and tell Bali that I am ready for the fight. Because Ramji didn't want to just directly go and kill Bali. So now Sugriv says, come, we'll have fight. And the first day fight, Sugriv actually lost the fight because Ramji couldn't recognize when the two things were happening. So there is another story behind it. So when second day he goes, Ramji says, you fight. I will kill Bali, but you fight. अब सब मोस्टली पीपल आस्क मी दिस क्वेश्चन, यदि राम जी ने ही मारना था तो सुग्रीव को क्यों भेजा उन्होंने बाली को लड़ने के लिए? दिस इज सच अ ब्यूटिफुल वे टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट यू हैव टू एक्चुअली परफॉर्म, टेक एक्शन. स्ट्रगल आपको खुद करनी पड़ेगी. जो रिजल्ट्स हैं वो भगवान देते हैं बाद में. दोज आर नॉट इन योर हैंड्स, एंड ही विल हेल्प यू if you are doing purusharth, if you are doing your own karma, if you are going through your own struggles. You will be rewarded. You will be taken care of. You will be helped. You will get the right consequence, the right fruit of your action, which is in Lord's hand. हम हमेशा कहते हैं वो तो भगवान के हाथ में है. क्यों भगवान के हाथ में है? ये समझ के चलिए कि जब आप उस रास्ते पर चलते हैं जो उन्होंने बताया है, which is a right way of movement, then he is always supporting you. But you have to take action. कॉम्प्लिसेंस नहीं चलती है ना रिलीजन में ना स्पिरिचुअलिटी में. ये बहुत बार लोग सोचते हैं कि भगवान के हाथ में तो हमें कुछ करने की क्या जरूरत है. तो भगवान के हाथ में है, कर्म आपके हाथ में है. उसी की मदद होती है जो काम करता है, स्ट्रगल करता है, स्ट्राइव करता है. ओके, सो नेहा, आई विल कम टू यू विद दिस. You want to explain it right away or I should move ahead?
Sure, whichever way. Actually, ये जो आपने point बोला, doctor, that you have to do it. So a lot of times, as an astrologer, I'm also asked that if I do this remedy, how much or in how much time will I get the benefit? And I think this is the story which I should be telling them now, that do your deed. You cannot compromise on that, and there is no measure of how much you should do. It is in comparison to, or it is comparable to how much karma is there that we have got before it gets balances out. And also remember one thing, that the universe, or let's say Surya as Ramji or God in this case, is always seeing. They know the right time when they have to intervene. So when we say that we have faith, I also ask people, ask yourself, do you really have faith? Because faith would mean that I am doing my deed and I will get out of my way to the extent that now I let the universe take over. Astrologically, what I see the connection of this is that there are a lot of people who have a negative karmic registry with moon, which means that they're so impressionable, they're so impatient that how the moon is as in the sky, that it keeps changing faces. It is never the same. So even if they understand the concept to some extent today, tomorrow that restlessness will again set in, that I've been doing remedies but I'm getting no result, but Neha said I should get results, so when am I getting it? So, which is where these kind of stories, they come into picture and they help us stabilize our moon, that I know what I'm doing is right and it has been guided well, and rest I leave to the universe. And as Ramji intervene at just the right time in my life, also Ramji or universe or God, whoever you believe in, will intervene and is already intervening because they know better. They know the bigger picture. Mujhe nahi pata. I don't know the bigger picture.
Yes. So, and this is a very beautiful answer to those questions. When people ask spirituality, we become very complacent in spirituality sometimes, because we have like, we think kismat mein jo hona hai wo mil hi jana hai, karenge ya nahi karenge. That never happens. You have to put your actions forth. You have to work. You have to do that पुरुषार्थ जो हमारे ancestors ने बोला है, पुरुषार्थ आपके हाथ में है, कर्म करना आपके हाथ में है, बैठे बैठाए कुछ होने वाला नहीं है.
इसमें डॉक्टर सॉरी, इसमें मैं एक और चीज बिफोर आई फॉरगेट, आई वांट टू ऐड कि मार्स की, जब भी हम हनुमान जी का कहते हैं, पहले भी हमने बात की थी, वी स्पीक अ लॉट अबाउट मार्स. मार्स इज आवर एक्शन टेकिंग एबिलिटी, राइट, टू नो व्हेन टू डू व्हाट, to know when to surrender. Mars is not just about action, action, action. That's not what life is also. And where you beautifully said that, to also know that when do I need to act and how much do I need to act. If we start conserving that energy, stabilizing our moon with such stories, beautiful stories that you tell us, and gain that confidence, which means that just by default of listening to this, our sun becomes stronger. Sun is our confidence. By connecting to our roots, which is the Bali and Sugriv example that you gave, that to recognize the bloodline which we come from, which also gives us some sort of strength ki, I belong to that bloodline and this is what my ancestors were known for, and it just naturally flows through me. We will be able to make better decisions in life. Our behavior will change. We ourselves internally will change. So which is what I often say, that astrology is not just a game of predictions. Astrology is a game of looking at what course correction we need to do in our life and what are those changes which we need to bring in our behavior, such that I can have my destiny in my hand and the sun is always with me. So, sorry, I just wanted to add that.
No, that's amazing, Neha. That's very beautiful, because we are born with some kind of purpose, with some kind of root which has been given to us, imparted to us, some tasks which have been imparted to us. We have to do that, and we have to be aware, mindful of them. We have to take action, but how much action, where that energy should go, is also in our hands. So this is a very beautiful way of telling. And as you mentioned, astrology is not only to do predictions or to do certain things. It is also guiding you where your soul purpose lies, where your tendencies are. All the planets, they are actually telling and guiding us that this is the way you should be utilizing your energies, your talents. These are your talents, and you should be finding your life purpose through that. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this. So now we'll move a little forward with the Bali and Sugriv only. So then this fight is happening here. Hanumanji is not visible because now it is between Bali and Sugriv. And now Ramji, in the end, kills Bali. Now, lots of questions will keep coming. So what I want to project and highlight here, when Bali dies, Bali asks Ramji, why did you kill me? What was my mistake? Why did you come in between two brothers? It was between me and Sugriv. Why did you interfere? What is the reason why you killed me? And Ramji answers all the questions before he actually, gives him sharanagati. Because जब भक्त जाता है, जब राम जी के हाथ से कोई जा रहा है ना, तो उसकी तो शरणागति है ना, उसको तो वैकुंठ धाम मिला है डायरेक्ट. So now he answers all these questions before taking him into himself, right? Acha, when he finds the answers and he finds that he's my like Ramji is my soul, Ramji is the Lord. जब वो recognize कर लेता है, he says, I seek forgiveness, but do me a favor, मेरे बेटे अंगद का हाथ अपने हाथ में ले लो. वो राम जी को रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि मेरे बेटे का हाथ अपने हाथ में रखो. Now, when the moment that realization happens to Bali, that Bali is wrong and Ramji is right, and Sugriv is chosen by Sri Ram himself, he immediately accepts his mistake. And he tells कि मेरी next generation का ध्यान आपने रखना है. Take care of Angad now. He surrenders to Sri Ram and gives his son to Sri Ram himself. This is such a beautiful moment when I interpret this. You know, sometimes हमें पता चलता है कि हमारी गलती है, क्योंकि see, we are all human beings. We have certain ideas, certain belief systems, certain value systems in us. हम उनको लेकर चलते चले जाते हैं. जब हमें वो रोशनी मिल भी गई, जब हमें किसी ने वो ज्ञान दे दिया कि आज तक आप जो सोच रहे थे वो गलत था, अब आप सही हो सकते हैं, लेकिन हम अपने अहंकार वश में, ईगो के वश में आकर कभी भी उसको स्वीकार नहीं करते. बाली से सीखने की क्या बात है, उसका एंगर, उसकी एरोगेंस, उसकी ईगो इतनी हाई थी, बट मोमेंट ही कम्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ द लाइट, व्हेन आई से लाइट, जैसे आप राम को सूर्य कह रहे हैं, सोल कह रहे हैं, ज्ञान जैसे ही प्राप्त हुआ, उसने तुरंत स्वीकार किया, एक्सेप्ट किया, सरेंडर किया और अपने बेटे को उनके हवाले किया. और हम जानते हैं कि जो अंगद ने बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले किया है आगे की रामायण में. हम जानते हैं कि अंगद को सेनापति बनाया सुग्रीव ने अपने राज्य का, और उसकी लीडरशिप में ही अलॉन्ग विद हनुमान जी सेनापति जो थे वो अंगद थे, उनकी लीडरशिप में ही आगे जो ये सबसे बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट था जो रामायण का, टू फाइंड सीता, इज accomplished. So this is a very beautiful incident which I always feel very passionate about, that in our generation we have to also realize कि अपने जीते जी ये जो फेथ है ना भगवान में, अपने बच्चों को दे दें, उनमें ये सिखाएं, उनमें ये सीड, ये जो सीड है वो डाल दें, that there is some kind of higher intelligence, some kind of wisdom, some kind of intelligence which our ancestors had, and it is there, it will anchor them. उनको एक आधार मिलेगा, उनको एक फाउंडेशन मिलेगी, उनको एक चलने की दिशा मिलेगी. बिकॉज स्क्रिप्चर, जब भी हम भटकते हैं, हमने देखा है, हमें स्क्रिप्चर सहारा देते हैं, वो हमें मार्गदर्शन करते हैं, डायरेक्शन देते हैं. चाहे वो गीता को ले लो, चाहे रामायण ले लो, चाहे और बहुत सारे योग विशिष्ट हैं, बहुत सारी किताबें हैं जहाँ जिस लेवल पर भी हम स्टक हो जाते हैं, हमें गाइडेंस मिलती है. तो ये जो नॉलेज है, ये जो ज्ञान है, ये जो शक्ति है, ये हम अपनी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को दें. व्हाट डू यू से नेहा?
डॉक्टर अनीता, आई मीन नो सेकंड थॉट्स अबाउट इट. एंड आपने जब ये कहा, मेरे को एक थॉट आया कि कैसा होता है ना कि चाहे हम कोई इमोशनल हीलिंग का काम कर रहे हो या फिर जैसे एस्ट्रोलॉजी का भी जब काम करते हैं, तो हम यही कहते हैं कि अगर हम अपने कर्मा सवार लेंगे तो हम सिर्फ अपने आप पे नहीं काम कर रहे. वी आर नॉट ओनली वर्किंग ऑन आवरसेल्व्स, वी आर एक्चुअली पेविंग द पाथ फॉर आवर जनरेशंस टू कम and generations which have gone by, and this is exactly how we do it, right? कि बाली ने अंगद का हाथ राम जी के उसमें दे दिया, और फिर उसके बाद अंगद उनकी छत्र छाया में रहे. तो जैसे ही हमें समझ आता है और जैसे ही हम अपने आप पे काम शुरू कर देते हैं, या एस्ट्रोलॉजी में जब डीएनए एस्ट्रोलॉजी करते हैं तो हम अपना कोर्स करेक्शन, कर्मा करेक्शन शुरू कर देते हैं. हम सिर्फ, वी आर नॉट वर्किंग ओनली ऑन आवर हीलिंग, वी आर वर्किंग ऑन द हीलिंग ऑफ whatever creativity and whatever generations are supposed to come from us. So it is a healing blessing which we give through us, to our blood, to our entire bloodline. And it's just amazing. Sometimes I get mind blown by how our ancestors came up with these observations of what was happening in reality, and then putting it in words in such a manner कि not just कि, I mean, ये राम जी हैं, हनुमान जी, पता नहीं कितने साल पहले वो रहे होंगे, but how all of these stories are relevant to us even today. Modernization हो गया, technology आ गई, आज हम we are speaking to each other through the medium of internet on Zoom, जो कि हम at one point सोच भी नहीं सकते थे. But these stories are still relevant, and which is what I discussed in the beginning, कि the story is a way, and जो आप सारे लोग आज सुन रहे हो, don't stop it just listening it. एक कहते हैं, शास्त्र में ये लिखा है कि wisdom को कभी भी अपने आप पे मरने मत दो, which means that don't just think कि मुझे पता है and that's about it. Pass it on, make it available to everyone else so that it keeps breathing. सरस्वती को आप हमेशा energized रखो, such that आपके थ्रू वो और आगे जाए, वो उनको और लाइफ मिले, क्योंकि सरस्वती अगर मर जाती है हमारे साथ, which means that we do not pass on, वो एस्ट्रोलॉजी में कहते हैं जुपिटर जिनका कैप्रिकॉन में होता है, जुपिटर इज विजडम एंड कैप्रिकॉन इज अ सैटर्नियन इफेक्ट। तो उनको कर्स होता है जुपिटर का, विजडम का, कि उनको पता तो होता है बट उनको कोई सुनता नहीं है, या उनके पास वो खुशियां नहीं आती, बिकॉज जुपिटर इज ऑल्सो अ कारक ऑफ होप। तो इसीलिए इस विजडम को पास ऑन करो, क्वेश्चंस पूछो सो दैट और चीजें इसमें से निकले, क्यूरियोसिटी अपनी बनाए रखो विच इज मर्करी, सच दैट बुद्धि काम करती रहे, और फियर को लेट गो करो, स्टेबिलिटी को अब्सॉर्ब करो विच इज अ बेटर यूज ऑफ सैटर्न, एनर्जी को वाइजली यूटिलाइज करो विच इज मार्स, एंड सूर्य जो है वो आपके ऊपर हमेशा कृपा रखेंगे, ये नो इन द बैकग्राउंड, वो तो है, वेदर यू कैन सी इट और वेदर यू कैन नॉट सी इट। सो या आई जस्ट गेट थ्रिल्ड, आप जब भी स्टोरी सुनाते हो मेरे तो गूज़बम्प्स आ जाते हैं, आई रियली एंजॉय देम।
थैंक यू सो मच। आई थिंक हमारे पास अभी इतना ही टाइम है, and if you have enjoyed these stories and if you think that this kind of session can be repeated, we will come back with certain other stories, and आप व्हाट्सएप चैट पे डाल दीजिएगा आप लोगों को यदि अच्छा लगता है और you really want these kind of sessions to be repeated, we will find more stories. and क्लब हाउस में और मैं बहुत सारी स्टोरीज के सेशंस करती रहती हूँ, नेहा और मैं भी कभी दोबारा से ये जुगलबंदी करेंगे दोबारा, यदि हम एस्ट्रोलॉजी की बात आप लोगों को इंटरेस्टिंग लगी है इसका कॉम्बिनेशन, so you can put in the chat box of not here, rather in the WhatsApp group. Neha, what gift you are giving to our
yes. Yeah, so as we had all promised to you all कि जो भी लाइव अटेंडी होगा उसको हमारी तरफ से एक अमेजिंग गिफ्ट मिलेगा, and which is what we are going to do. I have my God and Goddess cards with me. These are beautiful energies of the gods and goddess, which is what I'm going to take out for this entire group.
Start with the first zodiac sign and I'll just open my cards to them.
Okay, great. So let's channelize. Let's see which universal energy wants to work with us. Thank you, Parmeshwari, for this beautiful session. Thank you, everybody, for responding. Please keep responding, because when you write, which means that this message is for you. What we are doing is that we are picking up cards zodiac wise, which means that where is your sun placed. If you do know of your moon placement, then this will be relevant as well. So what we're going to do is each zodiac first I will pull out a card, and then Dr. Anita will pull out a card, and we'll give a message for you. So the first message is for all of you Aries, Aries sign, Mesh Rashi. So which god energy wants to work with you? What message do they have for you? Who wants to work with you? Okay. Wow. मेरे पास आया है मत्स्य अवतार. Okay. Matsya avatar is the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu. It says, "O Keshava, you become incarnate in the form of a fish to hold the Vedas, like a vessel, undeterred from its course in the waters of the deluge. Hail to you, Hari, Lord of the universe." When this card comes, it says protection against natural disasters, security of seafarers and travelers, preserving ancient traditions and knowledge. So Matsya Avatar is also the avatar which took incarnation at the beginning or the end of the universe. If you are facing any trouble areas in life where you feel it has almost come to an end, Matsya Avatar teaches us, let it go. It's done. It's over. There is no point coming back to it. Particular cycle with a person, with a situation, with a job, whatever you have in mind, is going to come to an end. Shed it so that you can move forward. That's the message of Matsya Avatar for you. And I also encourage you to go and research on this avatar of Vishnu. Over to you, Dr. Anita.
Okay, so the tarot card which has come for the Arians is strength. You need a lot of strength. You already have strength and the divine protection here. So this is a very, very beautiful and a very powerful card. And you are already very strong. As strong that you can open the mouth of a lion. Can you see that? And you have the divine protection. Thank you.
Amazing. Awesome. So let's go to the next zodiac. Zodiac number 2, which is Taurus. For all you Vrishab Rashi people, which god is going to flow through you? What guidance do they have? Wow. I have God Brahma, Lord Brahma for you, for Taurians. It says, "O Lord of all creatures, none other than you excel all these and other created things. You are above all. You are supreme. May you fulfill our cherished desires, and may we possess bounteous wealth and other things of the world." When Brahma comes, it's a blessing of instilling creativity, overcoming infertility. Happiness in the world aids in the learning process. So Brahma is actually the creator of this entire universe. So for all of you Taurians, I know you're very connected with making resources and you're also very creative. So this is the time for you to really go ahead and create. Brahma's story, however, also teaches us that not to get too attached with your creativity, not to get too attached with your resources, because if you do that, Saraswati will run away. It belongs to nobody. So once you have created, once it has got its own life, then let it go out in the universe. It will help or heal whoever it needs to. Taurians, you are very used to staying at your place and doing your own thing. Please continue doing your own thing. Create as the Brahma does. That's from me. Over to you, Doctor.
But amazing, what the card for Taurians have come to me is magician card, It's
Create a card.
creator's card that you
Right.
have all the five elements in your control. You can create, you are in a position to just, have your magic on. You can create, you can just bring all the elements. You're capable of bringing all the elements together and create something unique and something new. So just go into yourself, find your strengths, know about your weakness. Also, because here also divine protection is being shown. As in the strength card, in magician card, there is a divine protection. The guidance will always be there. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Two major arcana cards for the first two zodiacs.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the third zodiac, which is Gemini, Mithun Rashi ke liye. And the god which is wanting to flow through you, in fact, goddess, is Mohini.
Wow.
Beautiful goddess Mohini Murti. So she says, assuming the form of a young woman and thus bewildering the demons, the Lord distributed the nectar produced from the churning of the ocean of milk to his devotees. The gods unto that Lord who always fulfills the desires of his devotees, I offer my respect. So the blessings of Mohini is taste of the nectar of immortality. It says ability to not be overcome by sexual guilt, perception to see through tricksters and cheats, knowledge of when it is appropriate to give preferential treatment. So Mohini teaches us actually about a little about the Maya of the universe, how to go above that, and instead of getting trapped in the Maya, become the Maya yourself. As Bhagwan Vishnu did, उन्होंने मोहिनी अवतार लेके एक्चुअली राहु और केतु बनाए हैं, which is the illusion of the world. So थोड़ा सा हमारे को अपर पर्सपेक्टिव लेने की जरूरत है, कभी कभी थोड़ा सा मोहिनी अवतार की तरह मैनिपुलेटिव भी हो जाने की हमारे को डे टू डे लाइफ में जरूरत है. एंड मिथुन राशि, Gemini, this is the message for you. It's okay to be a trickster once in a while, depending upon if it serves the bigger picture of the goal that you are wanting to get to, as long as you're not hurting someone. That's from me, Doctor. Over to you.
And I have gotten this card called, Cup of Three. And this is celebration card. Mohini is always celebrating and dancing. So you can all celebrate and have fun in your time. It's so amazing, how this synchronicity is happening and how they are very, very harmonious energies are coming in. So a lot of celebration, lot of happiness, lot of dancing can happen. And you can just enjoy and rejoice whatever you have and find your, way of rejoicing and sharing things, celebrating things. And, there are more people in your life. Which
Exactly. So Gemini's ke liye, it's a beautiful card so far, actually, for all the three Rashis. Let's move to Cancer, which is the fourth Rashi. Cancer is, Cancer ka Hindi kya hota hai?
Kark.
Kark Rashi ke liye. So which god is channelizing for you? Oh my God, our own Hanumanji.
Wow.
So for all of you Kark Rashi, Cancer Rashi people, I bow down in homage to Hanuman, the general of army of apes and Sri Ram's messenger, who travels with the speed of the mind and with the force of the wind. For he is the son of the wind god. He has conquered his senses and is the wisest of the wise. The blessings of Hanumanji is capacity to persevere, physical strength, fighting ability, superhuman power to accomplish acts of service, and ability to increase one's attitude of love in performing self-love services. So as much as I know about Cancerians, Kark Rashi, वो किसी के लिए अगर कुछ करते हैं, वो बहुत nurturing, you're a very nurturing person. But when you do it for somebody, somehow you expect that as nurturing as you are, everybody would be. But Hanumanji is telling you, just do it unconditionally with surrender that the universe wants you to do. And if the universe wants it to be returned to you, it will. The message of Hanumanji is to persevere and to not give up, to do every deed, thinking that it is the act of the universe. Universe or Ramji wants me to do this. हर अपने एक्ट में एक सेंस ऑफ भक्ति की, ये भी भगवान है, ये भी भगवान है, ऐसे लाओ, which will also help you in emotionally stabilizing yourself. So that's from me. Over to you, Doctor.
So I have received the card of Chariot. Chariot means movement, and a lot of movement may happen. Movement from one phase of life to another phase of life, from one dimension of life to another dimension of life. A lot of thought process, lot of journeys can happen. And but very, very positive card. So I think transformation is also one journey from one stage to another. So keep moving. And Hanumanji is devata of Pavan, तो movement कराएंगे ही आपको, लेकर ही जाने वाले कहीं ना कहीं इधर उधर. So just move and just flow with time. Thank you.
And tarot में the Chariot card is also, we look at as Cancer from the Chariot also.
Proper Chariot, yes.
Okay, let's come to the fifth Rashi, which is Leo, Sim Rashi. So आपके लिए आए हैं नित्यानंद प्रभु, and the message that he has is, I offer salutation to Nityananda Prabhu, the embodiment of compassion, who appeared as the topmost renunciate in order to distribute the holy names of God all. The blessing that he has is love of God, empathy and love for humankind, uh, compassion and charity, perfection in the chanting of God's name. So, for all you Sinha Rashi people, for Leo, it looks like this is asking you to take God's, whichever God that you believe in every act that you do, keep taking the name of the God, the universal energy, or whatever that you want to believe in, because it almost looks like through you, a message of the universe wants to come out. So keep yourself open to it. Also show empathy and love towards humankind. It is also an indication for you to do some donation, some charity work, and don't show it to anyone. Just go and do it. Something is wanting to come out of you. You need to give something to people around you in charity and donation. That's from me, Doctor. Over to you.
So for me, for Leos, it has come Queen of Wands. Like action is required, and she's in control. She is in power. She's like having full strength, and she's very comfortable in her position wherever she is. But she is making action happen. She may or may not do it herself, but she is the channel to have that action go through. So amazing and very comfortable position and situation Leos are in right now.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, Queen of Wands I love, and it often reminds me of a lion only. Queen of
Leos are like lions.
exactly passionate,
very comfortable wherever they are,
yeah,
but also very passionate. Yes,
very
Madam,
passionate.
mine was stopped in between, so I do not know what like I'm Meena Nayak and my sign is.
Sign is what? Leo.
So anyway, so we will be giving a replay, and then you can come back and have a look at it. Okay.
Yes,
Great.
Neha, next.
So the next that we are coming to is the sixth Rashi, which is Virgo, Kanya Rashi. And the God energy which is flowing through you for Kanya Rashi for Virgo is again Mohini Murti. So for you too, don't become the Maya, rise above Maya, recognize it, and then operate from that entertainment point of view, enjoying the Maya, enjoying the illusion around you. Whatever the universe is doing for you, just say, this is the play of the universe. I will play along with you, like that. This is from me, Doctor, with you.
Okay, for me, for Virgos, the card of judgment has come. And the card of judgment, I would say it is the time where everything, whatever is happening, is the order of the universe. Just follow it. Whatever you are getting, whatever you are receiving, and whatever you are doing, it's the consequence of your actions. So don't worry, let it happen, accept the situations you are in. And this is a very beautiful way of moving forward because all the karmic debts will be cleared. Judgment is happening. You'll be able to balance. You'll be fine. Yes, it's nice. It's a very good time where every transaction is taken care of. Yes,
that's beautiful because Virgos are the natural sixth house in astrology, which is also that they have this sense of perfection in them, right? That they're like so judgment is an amazingly aligned card for them.
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at our next Rashi, which is the seventh Rashi, Libra. तुला राशि के लिए कौन से God हैं? And हमारे पास आए हमारे amazing, beautiful Shri Krishna. इन्हीं की वीडियो मैंने beginning में play की थी. Shri Krishna for Libra. It says that, "O Krishna, ocean of compassion, O friend of the most fallen, Lord of the universe, lover of gopis, O lover of Radha, I pay my obeisance to you." The blessings of Krishna is a sense of humor, and universal love and charity, success in loving relationships, carefree attitude towards life. So for all Librans, what's coming to me is that Rahu and Ketu have moved their axes, and Ketu is now in Libra. Just a little astrological mixture for you over here. So Ketu is our Vairag. It is a sense of apathy that we now need to operate from in the world. So Krishna is reminding you that be playful about it. अगर कोई जा रहा है उसको कृष्णा की तरह एक अच्छे से स्माइल देके बाय बाय कह दो. अगर कोई आ रहा है तो उसको अच्छे से स्माइल लेके बट चतुर रह के, because Krishna had moon in Taurus. His moon was very strong. He knew where to use what to turn around somebody's emotions. So have that sense of alertness emotionally. Let people go, let people come, but you enjoy and be playful, just like our very own Lord Krishna. Over to you, Dr. Anita.
So for Librans, for me, this is Three of Pentacles, which shows that the time of changing your perspective towards life has come. It is the card of renovation. It is the card of renovation of your own thought process, also belief system. Also, तोड़-फोड़ करनी पड़ेगी है ना. जब भी कुछ नया करना है तो पुराना तोड़ना पड़ता है ना. So this is the card of transformation, renovation, where you have to change the way you approach things. If you are looking for job, you have to change the way you are like applying or creating your resumes or whatever you are doing for the job. Change the way you are thinking. And also, if you are looking for into spirituality, change the way you are approaching your spiritual journey. So this is a card where it shows that now, right now, it is the movement of, it is a time for the movement from one step to another. अपना पुराना बिलीफ सिस्टम तोड़ के नए बिलीफ सिस्टम में जाओ, नेगेटिविटी छोड़ो, पॉजिटिविटी में जाओ. दैट इज व्हाट आई इंडिकेट विद दिस.
ब्यूटीफुल. केतु जब आएंगे लिब्रा में तो एनीवेज वो आप जो बोल रहे हो वो एकदम अलाइंड है डॉक्टर.
हाँ, वो टूट फूट होगी.
Okay, so the next Rashi is the 8th Rashi for all of you Scorpios. Vrishchik Rashi के लिए the god which is wanting to flow through you is wow, Nandi. ये एक गण है शिव जी के, नंदी गाय, and bull actually, not guy. I offer salutation to the humped white bull, Nandi, whose neck is decorated with bells. He is the carrier of the blue-throated Shiva, the embodiment of Dharma, as unshakable as the Himalayas. And the blessings of Nandi are grace of Shiva and Parvati, ability to carry out one's duty, ability for ever increasing service, and knowledge and understanding of one's duty. So, Scorpions, Nandi is known, you would see in all the ancient temples, Nandi is very patiently sitting outside of all the shivlings of all the Shiva के जो गर्भगृह है, बाहर आपको नंदी मिलेंगे एकदम ऐसे कुछ ना एक्सपेक्ट करते हुए, बस कि शिवा की जब आवाज आएगी या पार्वती की जब आवाज आएगी, I will go and I will do the work. He is not the kind who is going and asking, do you need me now? Do you need me now? Do you need me now? Nandi exudes patience and is always available for service. So Scorpions, for you, the lesson is of patience, of stillness of Nandi, and also to be of service when called for. So that's from me, Doctor. Over to you.
The hanged man. Hanged man is such a position, and hanged man is such a situation in your life where you may find yourself awkward but very comfortable. You may not be a very traditional or conventional person, but you are very comfortable the way you are. That's amazing. This is a situation where the person is, as I think, if I have to look at Nandi here, बैठे आराम से, चिंता नहीं है, क्योंकि कंफर्टेबल है, सिक्योर माहौल में, knows कि I am taken care of and I am fine, I am happy. Even if people are thinking ये तो उल्टा है बंदा, hanged man है, उल्टा लटका हुआ है. People may find him very unconventional, but this person is very comfortable, very secure, very blissful in his state of wherever he is. So for me, Scorpions, you are fine, you are awesome, you are enjoying the way you are. It can be conventional or unconventional. Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, let's go to the 9th Rashi, which is the Rashi of Sagittarius, Dhanu Rashi. Dhanu के लिए, Sagittarius के लिए, which god is channelizing through you? And we have Lord Kapila. Lord Kapila. Kapila says that I take refuge in Lord Kapila, the fully independent, powerful, and transcendental Lord. He is the master of the sum total of matter and the element of form. He is identical to the universe, both because he is all-pervading and because he is its cause. So the blessings are scientific knowledge, power of discrimination, divine understanding and liberation, knowledge and mastery of the material element. Sagittarius, Dhanu Rashi, which means wisdom is anyways important for you. And Lord Kapila is saying also develop a sense of discernment with it, which I think you will in this period. That means that this is right and this is wrong, irrespective of, sometimes Sagittarians have this over attachment to, if they believe in a particular guru, they will not see anything wrong in whatever they are saying. So with Lord Kapila, you are being advised to have a little sense of discernment to know that what you need to absorb, what you don't need to absorb. कट्टर जिसे कहते हैं वो शायद आपके लिए अभी advisable नहीं है. Have an open mind and also be okay to thinking that maybe if I think that, maybe it's not true that this person will always be right. So have that sense of discernment in you. Over to you, Doctor.
So for me, this card for Sagittarians is Lovers. And this is such a beautiful card. If somebody is looking for relationships, partnerships, amazing card. And if somebody is looking for spirituality, then I would say this is a very beautiful card because it protects you. Angels are guiding you all the time because it is completely protected by angels. And you can see the sun behind also. So this is light, angels, and your partnership. Your souls are around you. Your soulmates are around you. So when I say soulmate, it may not mean your husband or your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Soulmate is people who are actually helping you to grow. They can be, in any walk of life, they will be there with you, but they are helping you to grow. They can be disguised angels also, but they are always there. So it's a beautiful card for, this is Sagittarians, yes.
Amazing. So growth time for all you Sagittarians.
Good time for partnerships and growth.
Yes. Okay, so let's come to 10th Rashi, which is the Rashi of Capricorn, Makar Rashi. Unke liye kya message hai, which god is flowing through them. And we have Lord Balaram, who is actually Krishna's elder brother. It says, salutation to you, bearer of the plough and club. Salutations to you, O husband of Revati, who is so affectionate to his devotees. Salutations to you, the best of the powerful, the lifter of the earth, the enemy of Pralamba, and the older brother of Shri Krishna. Please protect me. He's actually the Lord of protection. So blessings is protection and loyalty, brotherly love and service, spiritual and moral strength, freedom from the evils of intoxication. So Capricorns, I do know that you have this sense of always working. Working is like an addiction to you. Till the time you don't feel that आपने hard work नहीं किया, तब तक आपको लगता है कि आपकी कोई value नहीं करेगा. Lord Balaram over here comes and says that also develop a sense of loyalty towards what you are doing, brotherly and love service, which means that yes, you have given a lot of time to your work. Maybe give some time to family as well, and protect your family as well. They might need you. So that's from me, and over to you, Dr. Anita.
For me, these people are Ace of Pentacles, where they can start something new, because they are always active, they really want to do something or other. So this is a very good time to initiate any project. It will be very, very fruitful. It will be very, very nice and productive for them. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. Pentacles, Anna, Capricorn ke liye, I'm not surprised. Earth energy, right? Okay, so let's go to Aquarius, Kumbh Rashi, 11वीं Rashi. Which God wants to operate through you? And for you, I've got Skanda. Okay. Skanda is actually the Martian energy. The South में, अगर North में Mars हम हनुमान जी को से देखते हैं, तो हम South में Skanda Maharaj से देखते हैं. So I take refuge in Kartikeya, the son of Shiva, who is also Skanda, who is the god of 6 faces that are as red as Kumkum. This greatly wise deity leads the army of the gods while riding on the back of his divine peacock. So his blessings are preservation of youth, prowess in the military arts, strategic thinking in politics, as well as leadership qualities in times of peace. So this basically means that, Skanda ki energy wo bhi hai, that Lord Skanda, as soon as he was born, he had the power in him as an infant to take over his opposition. So if Aquarians, you feel intimidated by opposition, channelize Lord Skanda with you, and he will come through you and take care of that opposition which you feel. So do not feel timid. Let the Skanda energy flow through you. That's from me. Over to you, Doctor.
So the card which is given for these people is Sun. A lot of very good card for students, very good card for people who are learners, coaches, trainers, and teachers. So Sun is knowledge. Sun is everything which you are looking for: health, knowledge, learning, teaching, whatever you want to. So it's a very good card for the movement also. Even if you want to shift places, change places, and even if you want to go to some other country, if there is a thought in your mind that should you migrate or not, the answer is yes, you can migrate. This is the time for you. Yeah.
I see how the Sun also has that child sitting on the horse, and Skanda is also like a child god. Like as soon as he was born, he was like, "Go for it! I'm gonna kill my opposition," and that's the reason why he was born. So very powerful card in terms of directional strength. Okay, let's move to the last Rashi, which is Pisces, Meen Rashi. Meen Rashi ke liye 12th Rashi, which god is flowing through you, and we have actually got a beautiful goddess Subhadra. Okay, so wow, her picture is amazing. It's so beautiful. So Goddess Subhadra, it says, "Glories to you, Subhadra, the bestower of bhakti. Be kind to me, O ruler of the universe. Please bestow auspiciousness on us all." So when Goddess Subhadra comes, she is the remover of illusions, worldly power and grace, blessings of devotion to Krishna. So, it's amazing that blessings of devotion to Krishna. Venus gets exalted in Pisces, and we are speaking about Pisces, right? So Venus is the energy of bliss. Goddess Subhadra reminds us that when we completely devote ourselves to what we feel is important to us, then we will enjoy the transcendental energy of being dedicated to that, being loyal to that, just as she was Lord Krishna. So that's my message to you all, Pisces. Over to you, Doctor.
So for them, the card of Hierophant has come, which shows a lot of discipline, a lot of taking care of rituals and traditions that is there. But there is a caution here that you should not become orthodoxical. Lakir ke fakir nahi banna hai. Discipline is fine, and also following the tradition is fine, but don't go to that extreme where you just do not change yourself. Don't be very rigid. Don't be very finicky about things. So just let go, but don't let cross the other limit also. Yeah. So be in the balance. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. I hope you all enjoyed the session. This was a gift from Neha and from myself, but the main session was the story session. Yeah. If there is any question, Neha, do we have any question or any requests? Then we can.
So you have. Let's give you another 2 minutes. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat box or in the group. Everybody is just basically thanking Doctor, and I think somebody asked about a question. Giving and not expecting anything in advance is the only way to give. Okay, so people are asking questions, and it's amazing that people themselves are answering it also, which is beautiful.
Yes, we all want to learn from you also. See, we are just discussing these stories. It doesn't mean that we are masters of the story. We are also learning, and we are also actually sharing these stories, and we are very happy in case you want to share some knowledge and something with us, that will be amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you, for being there. And from my side, from Neha's side, we had a good discussion, and we shared whatever points of view we had, different interpretation or different way of looking at stories and different way of looking at things in our life. Thank you so
Neha?
much. We will be in touch. Yes.
Neha, can you please show us the Subhadra card you said is very beautiful?
Sure, Rupaji. Can you see the card?
Yeah, it is very beautiful.
It's beautiful. In fact, whenever I do a reading, I always encourage people to look at the card and, not just for the tarot readers read, because they are visual people, right? So just looking at this, as in the ancient times, in the temples, they used to sculpt out these. Just looking at it brings certain healing to our mind. So beautiful, and the colors are amazing. Krishna is saying that, Neha, did Ramji want Sukhbir to recognize his courage when he asked him to fight Bali? Yeah, that's a doctor.
What is the question?
So she is saying that when Ramji asked Sukhbir to fight Bali, did he really want him to accept his courage? That he is actually courageous to fight Bali?
No. He actually wanted the thing to happen through him, so that Sugriv knows that he can do it. It was making him more confident. And also, if Ramji goes himself and kills, so then there is no point. No? Where will Sugriv learn the lesson? See, if we think that Ramji is a god, okay, he could have done everything. सीता का पहले तो अपहरण ही क्यों हुआ, और फिर सीता को छुड़ाने के लिए उन्हें जाना ही क्यों पड़ा, और फिर इतने सारे वानर सेना, all that, because there was some kind of purpose. He was going through each experience himself to make other people understand the lessons. He's not here to do something for his own self. He's teaching us. So he's preparing Sugriv also to be a king, so that he inculcates that confidence.
Yeah. Beautiful question, and doctor, beautiful answer, because that is what life often, and as you know, somebody, like, just going back to what Divya also said, that sometimes life wants us to be taught through these experiences also. What am I supposed to do also teaches us that what am I supposed to develop in the process of doing this, or deciding not to do it, or whatever the situation throws at us. So which is what our karmas and karas are, that through them we learn.
Of course, just take it. This is the permanent and the real truth, that whatever is happening around you is your doing. Whatever is happening around you is only happening for you. ये सारी जो सृष्टि और सारा यूनिवर्स काम कर रहा है ना, ये आपके लिए कर रहा है, हमारे लिए कर रहा है, ताकि हम आगे बढ़ सके. जो अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस, बुरा एक्सपीरियंस, अच्छे लोग, बुरे लोग हमारे जीवन में आ रहे हैं, वो केवल इसलिए आ रहे हैं क्योंकि हमें उनसे कुछ सीखना है. वो अपने लिए नहीं आ रहे हैं. तो कभी ये मत सोचो उसकी वजह से मैं प्रॉब्लम में आ रही हूँ. नहीं, आपको सिखाया जा रहा है कि इस हर्डल को कैसे क्रॉस करना है. ऐसे लोग दिए जा रहे हैं आपको बार बार. आप एक बार लेसन नहीं सीखते तो दोबारा वो लेसन सिखाने के लिए सिमिलर लोग आ जाते हैं. दैट इज व्हाई पैटर्न्स आर रिपीटेड ना इन आवर लाइव्स. एक जगह, एक सिचुएशन से हमने लेसन नहीं सीखा, तो फिर यूनिवर्स दोबारा वो सिमिलर सिचुएशन लेकर आता है आपके लिए. फिर नहीं सीखा तीसरी बार, तो हम लोग कहते हैं, अरे मेरी भाग्य में तो यही लिखा है. भाग्य में नहीं लिखा था, आपने सीखा नहीं, उस अपॉर्चुनिटी को लिया नहीं, तो आपको दोबारा दे दिया गया. एक क्लास में फेल हो जाओगे तो दोबारा से आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा ना पूरा करिकुलम.
राइट.
पास हो गए तो निकल गए, फिर तो खत्म हो गया ना. फिर तो आप फोर्थ में, थर्ड फेल हो गए तो फोर्थ में आ जाओगे ना. सो ऐसे ही लाइफ में जो भी हो रहा है, ये मानकर चलो कि वो आप ही के लिए हो रहा है, आप ही की ग्रोथ के लिए हो रहा है. तो आप ग्रो नहीं करेंगे तो दोबारा होगा, कर जाएंगे तो फिर वो रिपीट नहीं होगा, नेक्स्ट लेसन आ जाएगा. यस.
Actually, this just gives me so once my guru also told me, astrology में ये कहते हैं कि क्या होता है ना, कि कई बार जब whenever there is a very difficult situation which somebody sees in an astrological chart, the first thing that we do is, what is its remedy? So one thing which my guru tells me is that, understand that why do you have this difficult situation happening in your astrological chart, and work on it in a reverse manner. That what can I learn from it? What can I do about it? And once that happens, so those difficult conjunctions, those difficult yogas are actually a knot in our life, and it is our duty to, maybe with ease sometimes, depending upon where it is, or maybe with great difficulty, but to untie that knot. And outside remedies maybe will give us guidance to, or an outside perspective will maybe give us guidance, show us a path, but that untying we have to do. That's what my guru
learning we have to do ourselves. Yes. Unnati, your question is answered. Yeah, tell me.
Yes, ma'am, I want to say about that. I'm not able to stop myself. For today's, you talked about that Mars. We have talked much more about the Mars and Hanumanji. I have a Mangalik dosh as per the astrology chart. I don't know about the more astrology, but I know about numerology. Somewhere so many nines I have. So वो मेरे में इतना एनर्जी पहले से है, बट मैं कुछ भी नहीं जानती थी तभी वो एनर्जी मुझे खुद, मतलब it was disturbing me a lot. by emotions, by sensitivity, रातों को नींद नहीं आना, hyper active हो जाना. But as I took the surrender of हनुमान जी, मतलब ऐसे ही मेरे सब कुछ करती गई, वहां पे सरेंडरिंग लिया, ये सब कुछ किया, तभी जाके मुझे कहीं पे पैथ मिला कि नहीं, मार्स का प्रॉब्लम है तो हनुमान जी की शरण लेनी ही है. तो टुडे इतना मुझे अब सरेंडर माय ऑल एनर्जी टू हनुमान जी, कि अभी उसको आप ही राइट पैथ दिखाओ, बिकॉज आई डोंट नो द राइट डायरेक्शन फॉर मी, फॉर माई एनर्जी.
That is the best way. कि उनको surrender कर दिया तो और क्या चाहिए. Yes.
सरेंडरिंग ऑल द एनर्जी टू हनुमान जी. आपको दे दिया, बहुत एनर्जी रेज होती है बिकॉज ऑफ 9 मंगल है, तो बहुत एनर्जी रेज होती है, एग्रेशन भी होता है. तो आई जस्ट सरेंडर ऑल थिंग्स टू द हनुमान जी एंड आई प्रे उसको सही डायरेक्शन दे दो, बस दैट्स ऑल, नथिंग आई हैव टू थिंक फॉर दिस. तो मैम इतना आज आपने जो समझाया एंड वो दूसरी मैम ने भी जो इतना उसको कनेक्ट किया, तो वो पूरा कनेक्शन ही हो गया कि व्हाट मुझे यही लेसन तो सीखना था. मतलब आज तो वो भी मैंने प्रैक्टिकली भी उसको सीख लिया. So ma'am, thanks a lot. I wanted to share this experience. And second, if you want anything to give me as a guidance, आप और जो दूसरे मैम हैं जो आप मुझे guidance देना चाहें. That's okay.
Thank you, Unnati, for sharing your thoughts. It's amazing. It's very encouraging for all of us, so that we can these stories, the way we interpret Neha and myself, that will be amazing. And this encourages us to decode these stories in deeper way again. Thank you. If it is giving you some kind of positivity, transforms your life in any level, in any way, on any level, that will be the best solution or the blessing for all of us. Thank you so much. I would like to conclude. Neha, you want to say concluding line?
I would just like to add to this that when it comes to these stories, we would be putting a replay of this on Dr. Anita's channel as well as my YouTube channel. You can always go back and have a look at it. And as I said in conclusion, I would just like to remind you all, don't let this wisdom die with you. Pass it on. Maybe share the YouTube videos. Maybe share whatever you have learned over here with people around you. Because actually, be it these ancient stories, our Upanishads, our Vedas, today we speak about brain training. Today we speak about brain rewiring. However, this is what our ancients, our rishis were doing since time immemorial. So consider this as passing on their message to people around you. Thank you so much for joining in. If you like it, please go back in the WhatsApp group and tell us so that we can be encouraged to come up with a lot of these jugalbandis and a lot of these stories. And thank you, Dr. Anita, for inviting this. I totally enjoyed being here.
Thank you, Neha, for sharing your wonderful thoughts and wonderful knowledge you have. And it's amazing to see another perspective to these stories. And we will continue this kind of research, and we will continue sharing a lot of knowledge. Thank you so much, each one of you who has participated. Thank you, Neha. Special thanks to you. Thank you. And thank you, each one of you who has come here today to make it a very, very interactive session and very beautiful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.